So we have kind of a unique unboxing today. This laptop was already open when I got it, so we're going to do a reboxing. So let's start with everything about it because that's what we have in front of us. This is the ASUS UL30A. This is from their Thin and Light series, so I guess why don't we just look at how thin and light it is. Now, the first thing that I noticed about it is that while it is very thin, impressively thin, it's not actually that light. ASUS has made some compromises on this notebook in order to deliver the all-day computing experience. So this notebook actually has an 8-cell battery in it. So besides the fairly decent spec, you've got a Core 2 Duo SU7300, 13.3-inch screen, 3 gigs of RAM, as well as a 250 gig hard drive, wireless in, all of that good stuff. You have also got considerable battery life to go along with it. That's great. Another way that they've achieved this long battery life on their Thin and Light series of notebooks is by using a green LED panel. So that's going to reduce your power consumption a little bit, and it's also going to give you a better quality screen. So ASUS talks about a couple other things on the front of their box here. First thing is they've got HD Vision sticker here, okay? Then they have Centrino Inside sticker over here. Then they have that it has DDR3 up here. Ice cool palm rest, that's kind of interesting. So what they're basically saying is that this part of the notebook where you actually rest your hands when you're typing doesn't get that hot. Because that's a big problem that I've run into with notebooks in the past, is that it'll have like some kind of hot component sort of right around here. And so whenever you're typing, your palm starts to get sweaty and it gets kind of gross. And it's not that great. Okay, so let me see. ASUS is also saying that they've got health assurance with this notebook. Ultra-low electromagnetic interference. Interesting. Okay, so why don't we have a look at the keyboard. Like most premium notebooks these days, it's using a chiclet-style keyboard, which, while I'm not the biggest fan of, everyone and their dog seems to like these, so who am I to judge? They've got a very, very sensible layout to it here. You can see that all of the keys are in their correct and full-size locations for easy access. As someone with relatively small hands, I hate seeing a half-length backspace key because I can't hit it over there and actually keep my hands on the keys. So they've got nothing unusual or stupid on there. And why don't we have a look at the screen itself? So as we mentioned before, it is a 13.3-inch screen. I don't actually have wireless, but I'm booted up into ASUS's Express Gate technology, so that is pretty much a way of just getting right into whatever it is you need to do. So we can launch the web browser, and you don't actually have to boot into Windows 7 Professional, which comes preloaded on this notebook. So it's kind of cool. If you have your wireless set up, then it'll actually work. But it's a little Linux-based thing, so you can use Skype, chat, online games, music, web. I've never actually used ExpressGate before, even though I've had lots of products that have featured it. So, yeah. This is the first time I've seen it. Interesting. Okay, why don't we have a look at what this notebook has in terms of connectivity. So I'm going to go ahead and close it on the cameraman there. On the top, first of all, we've got kind of a brushed aluminum sort of finish, and I took off a little sticker thing. You've got a silver sort of embedded ASUS logo that looks really, really sharp. So this is what it'll look like when you're using it and people are looking at you. See? Looks all stylish and thin. Very nice. Okay, so let's go and have a look at what we've got in terms of connectivity. First of all, you've got an air vent here. So the fan is exceptionally quiet. I don't think that's realistically going to bother anybody. Next, you've got VGA. More importantly, you've got HDMI video out, along with one USB port on this side. Then moving around to the front, you've got a couple of what appear to be either speakers or air vents. Hold on, give me a second here. Yeah, those are going to be speakers up on the front here. Then around on the other side, we've got an SD card reader. You've got your headphone jack, microphone jack, 2 more USB ports, gigabit Ethernet, and a power in. So the connectivity is actually a lot like a netbook in that you've got sort of 3 USB ports, your network, your sound, and that's mostly it. Now, one thing that they have added, obviously, is the HDMI port, and that's huge. But what you've noticed already, hopefully, is missing is an optical drive. So you will need to use an external optical drive if you want to use any sort of DVD or CD media with this particular notebook. Now, I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. Oh, the cameraman's looking at the multi-touch touchpad. Good job, cameraman. So that's a multi-touch touchpad, so you can use gestures. It looks like up to 3 fingers, which is pretty cool. Okay, so why don't we take the battery out, because when you're holding this notebook, you can easily tell that by far the heaviest part of it is this side right here. So ASUS, in order to achieve the 12-hour battery life that they've got with this notebook, has designed the battery to be a huge amount of the actual size of the notebook. So let me see how many watt hours. So this is a 5600 milliamp hour battery rated at 15 volts, if that matters to anybody. And okay, let me see, what do we have on the bottom here? So on the bottom, you've got easy access panels to access the hard drive or the RAM and wireless upgrade module. So you can see the two SODIMMs that are installed right here. And I'm gonna go ahead and assume the wireless is over there somewhere. In here is the hard drive. So now we can actually get along to the accessories included with this laptop. So I'm not going to bother putting back stuff like, oh, actually this is interesting though. So ASUS talks about their global warranty. So 360-degree notebook service. So you got a 2-year global warranty. That means you buy it in Canada, you move to Europe, you're still covered. A lot of companies won't do that. 2-way overnight shipping for your 360-degree notebook service. And then it also includes, if you register within 60 days of buying your notebook, 1 year of accidental damage warranty, which covers drops, fire, spills, and power surges. That's pretty awesome to be including without any additional purchase on their notebooks. So then we can put the cardboard thingies back on the laptop itself here. Yeah, if I could make them fit, then that would work really well. Why don't we just open up the box, which I appear to have lost. There it is. Okay, so let's see what we find inside here. I'm going to go ahead and guess that, yes, this is a power adapter. So the power adapter is very, very small. So since ASUS is using Intel's lowest power CPUs other than the Atom, you're only using a 2.1 amp power adapter. So this thing is just tiny. Very convenient to carry around, because the last thing I want to see when I buy a low power, thin and light notebook is a huge bulky power brick that I have to carry around with it. That's just stupid. So you got a power cable to plug into your power brick. And then what else do we have inside here? We've got a Windows 7 recovery media. Okay, so they're not using a recovery partition, but they're actually including a DVD with 64-bit Windows 7. That's pretty nice. And then they've got some applications that you can use: ASUS DVD, Power to Go, Media Show. Then you have drivers and utilities on yet another disk. And finally, a recovery DVD-ROM. So, I'm not sure which one of these is the recovery DVD and which one of them is the recovery DVD. But this one's sealed, so maybe this is it. Let me open that up, find out what's in here. Windows 7 to XP alternative program. Oh, I see. So this must be Windows XP. There you go. So this maybe was back when they were doing the Windows 7 downgrade. Or maybe they're still doing it. I don't know. Okay, next we have uncompromising performance, less than 1 inch ultra slim. So this is a little sticker that was on the screen when this was new and sealed. Then we have a notebook warranty card, which is has the registration information that you can cut out and send to ASUS to get your 1 year of accidental damage warranty. Express Gate manual. So that tells you how to use that software that I couldn't figure out how to use right off the bat there. So it boots up in only a couple seconds, and then you can do all of this stuff. So you can pause that if you want to read it. I'm not going to read it out. Okay, next we've got a cable tie, so you can use that to manage the cables for your plugs. Okay, and then last but not least, you have an ASUS user's manual. And the user's manual includes useful things like a picture of a notebook, as well as some safety precautions, and how to plug in your notebook PC. Okay. Oh, it also shows you some of the gestures that you can use for your multi-touch interface. That's pretty nice. Okay, well, thank you for checking out my unboxing today, and thank you for watching my video blog.